Alright folks, I hope everybody's doing well. I'm bringing you in and the action has started. So we are... That was obnoxious, but anyways, we're on Larsen Homestead. Creasy was was a different one. Anyways, this is a CSA attacking map. Let's see if that's true. It is true. We just started, so we're almost at 300. I think if we make it 300, it's worth. CSA came in from that direction. The Union's over here. Looks like that's 3. Where's the 4th? Is this the 4th Union company over here? No. That's Floris's band of merrymen. They're coming around the cap. And if they can avoid it all together, the Union shouldn't know they're there. Where is the 4th? Maybe the officer is down, or maybe they don't have one. I saw Bell was in there. I don't know who Sullivan is, but we know who that is. Flores has a group, Lee has a group. No, that is, hey, that actually is 4 Union. No, it isn't. A, B, B, A. I'm not good at math, but anyways, we see the flags are here.
Pull back, Company A, pull back, pull back.
Maybe this is the group I missed. I don't know. But looks like the Union is moving together. That's a great thing here. Sometimes pubs on all sides can be rough. It can be true in organized events as well. CSA got into a nice position. I think that was Floris's. Yeah, that was the end result of Floris's move around the backside, which is over there. They're here, and now they're shooting up the Union. So they've pretty much pushed the Union off the Union's cap, which is more or less this hay bale, set of hay bales, hay bale stack. I don't know what you call it, but that's about all she wrote. I don't know what else to say. So it really does seem like we are missing some officers, or maybe I don't know what's going on. So there's 4 out in front, there's 2 here, 3 here, maybe one just came in on flag. But I feel like I've been perpetually missing one. The Union's going to contest this.
Shoot him, boy, shoot him.
This allows CSA to just charge right in. It's rough to do, because CSA is all lined up, ready to go. It's a short distance.
Company, charge!
And is yeah, that's probably going to be a white. That Union flag needs to keep on moving, do its best. Force Gump impression. Maybe it'll make it out. Oh, those flag. That US one needs to keep moving, because that's not going to be good enough. I'm afraid. But yeah. That's a flag down. No, it's both U.S. standards down. I'm not sure what the plan was there, but it is what it is. And maybe lure the CSA into a false sense of security by losing 2 of your flags. I don't know. They got one out because, for whatever reason, people do not camp down flags enough in this game. I don't know if they don't know to, or there's some sort of gentleman's agreement that it's too obnoxious. Well, you know, protect the flag then if you find it obnoxious. It's like the people who complain about being spawn camped in Hell Let Loose and other games. So, well, you know, do a better job spawning, I guess, or protect them. But anyhow, it's a lull in the fighting. I don't have anything else to talk about. So, but I am really at a loss for where all the Union officers are. Right, we see 3 there. The mystery will eventually be solved, I know it. Well, you can see the CSA, because of all that fun stuff, we're still resetting here, ever so slowly. We have 3 Union officers who are together. The 4 CSA ones are over there. And I think something is just glitched. There have been 2 or 3 hot fixes today. Probably 2 hot fixes. Yeah, that's pretty much the Reader's Digest version of how that went. And if you weren't there, that's what happened. But I mean, that American flag is just right there. Scoop over here. Yeah, it's CSA off in the distance. CSA is just completely
Spread it out across the fence. Give it fire.
secured the point, at least to the west of it. Union does have an avenue if they wanted to push to the east and then north, they could, but the attackers are, well, I thought they were going to become the defenders. Looks like somehow the Union also just lost a bunch of more tickets.
Dead north, dead north.
I think the CSA is calculating that they can just win this normally. They don't have to play cap recap to pull the Union out.
Make sure you're spread out here while you're lock the line with the flag. Don't hide behind the tree. Lock the entire line. I need you.
Alright, I think I finally saw all 4 Union officers here, so whatever my problem was before, or that problem was.
Pull back a bit, Company Dan. Pull back. Pull back a little bit.
Union looks just completely out of answers here. I mean, they're pushed not quite to spawn, but they're pushed way back. And the only thing it looks like they're doing is maybe going to try to stall and fake like they're going to fight in the hopes that the CSA waits too long to cap. They still got to have a plan then what you do after it. I don't know about running through this field here. Almost at 300. You have a CSA person. I don't know.
Press F on the flag. Okay.
Alright, Company Dan. Shoot here and give these people some target.
Yeah, we'll see if the hot fixes that were supposed to fix some bugs with the shooting. Just the aiming, there was some sort of non-alignment that apparently has been aligned. We'll see if any of that's true. Yeah, it kind of feels like the Union is just... Man, there's so many single digits here. The game's on sale, so hopefully the influx of new players...
What do you think we should do?
Hopefully they stick around, but...
You're fucked. You're spawn camp. They got you spawn camp and then
Yeah. True enough, you can always go over here. You can go into the woods, push down the tracks here. Gets a little hairy here. But then, you know, once you're in here, you're the defenders. If the attackers cap early, just you're playing with the attackers' tickets at that point. Try to roll up on the CSA. I don't know if the overall numbers... CSA has a 10-man advantage, so... But the Union's going to be closer to spawn. They might be waiting for their flags to despawn. And, you know, the CSA kind of knowing that might have wanted... Well, I don't know if they were keeping track of it, but... Looks like there's only one down now, and that one should come back anytime, but... It's one of those things to pay super close attention to. I would say more in the late game, but if you're able to knock down a couple of flags and then sit on them, so that you know the other side is going to be, they're not going to be able to do well in attrition fights, you might want to use that to your advantage and force them to move. Well, if you like skirmishing, this is definitely the map for you.
Gentlemen, get out of the fucking house and pull them up. We're moving out, gentlemen. Gentlemen, we're moving out. Pull them up, get ready, we're moving up. Let's go. At the quick time,
Huh. I guess maybe the CSA is anticipating that move because it'd be madness to just try to cross through there, and anticipating that the Union will try to recap through the woods. You can see that at least one Union company was already moving in that direction. And I guess Flores' group is going to try to square off with them. I mean, who could argue? Guess we'll find out what happens with that later. We'll see. This group looks, I don't know, maybe it's the same size as what they're squaring off against. So the CSA has made the corner here. And I see the movement now. It's right there. I know that it comes through, but there is a bit of cover here. At least below the knee.
Somewhat, maybe no, maybe so.
Of course, any attempt to actually move through here quietly is kind of undone by the drum.
Can you guys hear me?
Well, all the Union guys are reloading as they quick time in. Yeah, that was probably always going to happen. I think it was the right idea. I think it was too few in number. With that, the Union's going to go to taking losses. CSA is almost down to engaged with 27 minutes left. Here's the Union is just... Look like Rambos were just like randomly coming across this field and getting mowed down. Boys are probably getting impatient, even though it's, you know, a Civil War shooting game. They're probably, it's too much shooting. So, yes, and if your team can't do it by yourself. That'll work. All right. Union's found somewhere to...
Basically, playing private just squeeze your number.
Alright. So now the CSA is waiting for the Union to try that path again through the woods, because, again, this is worse. I don't know what direction is the western boundary is. Okay, so it's... Union is right up against it.
I can see it anywhere.
I think the Union probably is just better off pulling back, forcing the recap, and then just constantly charging through the woods. As long as you're going to play with the attackers' tickets, maybe you break through, get a recap where either the tickets at time or both are low enough that the CSA have to conduct some sort of reckless attack, and you're able to put them in the final push, or they just run time off the black timer before you go last stand. But I think it's going to be very hard. Unless the Union pulls back soon, I think the CSA is going to figure they can just skirmish them out and win that way, but... Union certainly could force an early cap. I don't know. Sitting on the CSA side, it seems like the firing has really died down from the Union. I mean, being up here and being able to zoom in, I could see what they're doing. I don't know if the two stars over here are two Union, one CSA, or two CSA and one Union.
Well, yeah, they're right behind.
So I think this has to be the Union. And maybe they're just trying to obscure their numbers tucking that flag way away in the corner. But again, as a CSA, you probably can feel what's happening, and CSA probably doesn't really care. On the Union side, you really just gotta, before you push this attack, you gotta make sure that the CSA caps. You're too far down. You're down a morale stage. Taking losses at 24 minutes. There is zero way you are winning this match unless the CSA caps early. And so the defenders prep for it, right? And I don't know if people can actually get up in here. It is real dark.
I will.
And I might not be able to see it. They could possibly hop up here. I don't know, on those barrels. I haven't tried it.
Flag on the flag.
Yeah, the rank and file can see the flag moving, so that'll be that. Certainly if, you know, one remaining company spread its guys out in those buildings, if they can get in them and shoot as much as they can, it would give the illusion that there's a lot more. But I can't imagine the CSA is actually fooled by any of this. And the CSA probably aware that the Union's up to some chicaneries pulling back. Because they don't want to get swamped in the woods. Yeah, and I think the Union, it's not fun to watch. So I might put you all on pause. But it is the right play by the Union. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not even
Can't be too frustrated with the strategy, and you can be frustrated with the Union, but you could also say the CSA knows what's up and just doesn't want to give up that tickets lead by capping early. And they have, you know, this close to cap, they have almost 20 minutes to put the Union into breaking and then just insta-cap after that. And if they can rely on enough Union Rambos to just keep coming over and feeding them tickets, it can probably happen. But this has got to be the most passive match I've ever seen. Probably also speaks to just how hard... I've looked at a couple of these from the eye in the sky angle, and it just seems real hard for the Union to defend on this. And it's probably because it's one of those maps where apparently the tickets are... Something's off because the Union's just getting blown out. It's been getting blown out for a while. But there's just a lot of cover and concealment for the attackers until they get up close. And then they're able to deal a lot of damage. And attackers usually have more tickets, so that's what's up. Alright, so the CSA is moving off to the left. This seems... Okay. Not actually sure what this is about. Oh, this is not a good idea at all.
Hold your sign, boys!
Not a good idea at all. You do not need to be killing them. It doesn't even really matter if you get this position. It does not matter. You had to pull back until they capped. And then you could push up. But not only are you probably going to get beat on the back end of this, but this is going to be a ticket dump that probably ensures your side will lose. It looks like I don't know, maybe the other units were feeling... Alright, well, at least it will be... This will be an example, as much as you can see in here, of what not to do if you're the Union on this map. Which is pretty much how the Union was playing it. I thought they were playing it smart, and I don't know if one unit just said, you know, we got too many guys who can't wait. And so maybe the Union just wants to end it, go breaking, lose the map, and rotate on to the next one. That's fine. see. Overall numbers, it's not that.
Yo,
that
press
great of
D,
a
press
difference.
D, press D.
Yeah, the CSA will clean up their Union's on the verge of breaking. The CSA has the cap pretty much all to themselves. Should they want it, they could just send a small contingent over there to go ahead and grab it. But Union was really disciplined for a while, and I guess the CSA just banked on them running out of that discipline. But that was one that was totally within the Union's hands. Their power to control. CSA would lose if they didn't cap early, and I guess these guys just like reloading slow and I guess reloading out in the open while kneeling. But there's a lot of new players here, so yeah, CSA will
Pick a patrol and
happily,
march.
yeah,
Where are we going?
yeah, and that is the pits of game modes. But the only thing that can explain this is just the Union they just don't want to play this map, and they're just going to throw the tickets, which is odd because the CSA was running into the problem that they had so many tickets and they were running out of time on the clock that when they early capped, if the Union was able to quickly recap, they would have been under pressure. But the CSA will should be able to moonwalk this one into the end zone. There's our capping crew. I was trying to figure out who's actually in formation and can do this. But we'll take a look at the nice little team killed in. We'll see how many out of formation deaths the Union had. A man after my own heart with the green plaid shirt with the high collar popped. I mean, that's just embarrassing for the out of lines on the side of the Union as the defenders. I mean, they're just taking more casualties. I forget the small arms on this one. The CSA has a lot of buck and ball. This is certainly a map where it would probably do well unless you're doing that long skirmish thing across the open field. But yeah, the credit goes to the CSA. Outplayed it. Union through at the end, and we'll see where things go from here.